Hello friends, this is Kevin. We're going to try something different today. I found this old marimba. It's a toy marimba from Nicaragua. I've had it in my closet for a long time. I've traveled with it and, I don't really play it much because it doesn't sound very good. I figured, since I got it, to make a software instrument, a sampler instrument, using my toy marimba. I'll give you a quick sample of how unique it sounds. So as you can see, some of the boards resonate pretty nicely, whereas some don't resonate at all. I figure you can kind of pry it open, give it some more room, and it'll give it more, I guess, of a resonant feeling. But we're gonna work with what we got. We're gonna have to tune it because I don't even know what notes these are, so we'll use a software tuner. We're gonna pitch it up and down as needed. And I also want to see if I can do different dynamics so that in the software instrument, if you play it soft, you'll get a softer tone, and then if you hit it harder, you'll get a stronger tone. I might only do 3 levels or so because that's pretty tedious. Let's get cracking. Hey again, so we're back here in Ableton Live, and we're just going to clean up the samples that we made. I hit each note 3 times at different volumes. I'm going to pick the best one out of each set, and we're going to use those samples as the base for our sampler instrument. And I segmented each note with a clap so I know where to cut. So I'm going to cut right here. And we're going to run all these through a tuner just so we can make sure that they actually hit the notes that we want them to hit, or we can at least identify what note they're supposed to be. When I did the initial recording of the samples, I had my stereo recorder rotated in a direction so it wasn't actually capturing it in stereo. And I ended up recording it again anyway. So you'll see that as the notes go up, the energy on each side of the left and right channels is going to kind of shift. So right now it's mostly on the left, and as you go to the higher notes, it's going to shift over to the right. But also remember that the higher notes don't have as much frequency content, I guess we can call it. And the whole point of that is that so when you play it, it kind of gives you that stereo effect as you go up and down the range. I'll be honest, I have not actually fully thought through how this sampler instrument is going to work. Hoping I can just kind of figure it out on the fly as we go, because that's how I roll. It's kind of funny, right? Like when you play something louder, it's more than just the tone or the volume that changes. Like you get different timbres that come through. When I was listening back after the initial recording, there's a lot of boom, and it's almost like I hit the marimba and I guess it resonated either the mic stand or the floor. I don't know, I didn't hit it that hard. I'm gonna have to EQ out the lows from this for sure. I know that much. I don't hear it on the speakers that I'm listening to now, but I know it's there. I'm trying to pick the healthiest looking waveforms. Okay, so I think what I'm actually looking for is more variation between the lowest to the highest. But the last one definitely had the same kind of problem where it just didn't resonate very well. And I think it's just that it's old, and I mean, it might have not even been constructed that well to begin with. I'm not a marimba expert or anything. And again, it's just a toy, like a street vendor toy. I can't expect too much from it. You ever say a word so often that you just like wonder if you're even pronouncing it correctly anymore? Like it starts to sound weird to you, like marimba. Or should I say marimba? Like proper Spanish. Alrighty, so those beautiful notes, volumes all over the place, resonance non-existent in some of them. I plugged in my keyboard and I did a quick test. It does not preserve the tuning, and not only that, it doesn't save the name of the clip either, which is kind of annoying because they're all gonna say freeze marimba sample with the date, and frankly that doesn't help me. So I'm thinking either we YOLO it and just throw everything in there and then rename it after the fact, or just go bit by bit. It's kind of crazy because I re-rendered it right with the EQ, but it still gives me this long freaking sample. And I'll obviously clip it before I make the instrument live or anything, but I could speed through all this and then you could just watch me struggle at 10 times speed. Or I could just do it off camera. I haven't decided. I'm getting a little bit of a workflow going, so if I keep the tuner on the sampler, or rather on the samples, get an idea of what the general note is. When I bring it down here into the sampler itself, I have these other notes muted because I haven't actually distributed the keys yet. If I set the root note to be the note that the tuner is telling me it is, and then I can adjust the detune up or down depending on how out of tune the note actually is, Ableton will automatically map that to the corresponding note on the keyboard. And then I can actually highlight the 3 samples at the same time and change certain parameters to affect all of them at the same time, so I don't have to do them individually, which is great. I think I still have to trim them one at a time. I haven't tried that. Little workflow things that we learn, you know. Experience is a great teacher. At least for me. Sometimes I have to learn a lesson more than one time, but once I got it, I generally got it. And I did decide to go with the standard musical naming convention to represent how loud and soft the notes are being hit. I guess you can say it's bougie. That's just how I learned it in school. I'm not gonna reinvent the wheel, that's for sure. I might actually have to bring out that little marimba and then play a note on it and then play a note on the piano and see what note it actually is and what range. So I went back and adjusted the process, and I adjusted the instrument. I think it sounds a little better now. Let's give it a listen. I don't think I did a great job explaining the process, but I definitely learned something, and I hope you did too. Some keys don't sound as nice as the others. There's about an octave that's more percussive than tonal, but I think it gives it character. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you found this exploration somewhat insightful. I also want to give a shout out to my Patreon members. Your support means the world to me. I do weekly posts where I share thoughts, stories, and tools related to music and art. Free members get goodies too, so be sure to check it out. I'm gonna tweak this sample instrument a little more and post it up next week if you're interested. For now, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and most importantly, have a great day.